over £38,000 for the job and put Jackie in touch with satisfied customers for a reference. But Jackie's checks didn't stop there. She also asked to see the firm's insurance documents to make sure they'd be properly protected if anything were to go wrong with the delicate task of underpinning the foundations of the house.
It didn't seem like he was covered for the work, so I explained this to him and made him take out a new policy, which he did. And then I actually phoned the company and asked, were he to take on this sort of job, would he be covered? And they said yes.
With Jackie feeling that she'd done all she could to prepare for any eventuality, work began in September 2012 and was expected to last 3 months. But one morning, 8 weeks later, Jackie and Ed woke up to see a large crack in their bedroom wall.
It was wide enough to see through to the outside. And we called the builder. He came and had a look. He seemed a little bit worried, but still didn't give us any indication that it was very serious.
The builder tried to support the wall by bracing it against the house next door, but that temporary fix didn't stop other cracks also starting to appear further up the house.
The tenants who were living in the upstairs flat came and knocked on the door and asked us to come and have a look at their flat because the cracks were getting quite large there. I was only up there for maybe 30 seconds or a minute, and then I came back down to our flat and the same cracks were appearing.
That's when Jackie and her neighbours realised they shouldn't be inside any longer.
They were appearing in front of your
In
eyes?
front of our eyes. It was
Right.
like being in a disaster movie when the house, there's an earthquake or something happening and the house just disintegrates.
Jackie called the emergency services who, realising the danger, quickly evacuated the neighbouring properties too. As the couple and their neighbours looked on, the walls of their house started to come away from the one next door, and over the next few hours, their home slowly fell into the ground.
I just think we were in shock, all of us probably in shock, just watching it unfold. We all just took stand on the street and watch it sort of disintegrate.
And when the builder arrived at the scene, he didn't hang around.
Where was the builder?
We called him and he came, had a look, saw the emergency services and just ran off again.
He ran off?
Yeah, he just disappeared.
Did he say anything to you?
No. I think at that point he was probably in as much shock as we were. We didn't know at the very beginning that it was definitely the builder's fault.
Not only was their home gone, but most of their possessions were too.
We lost everything. It was just taken away in skips as we were watching. There was no way to retrieve it. We weren't allowed back in.
The family moved in with Ed's sister while they attempted to sort out the devastating mess.
How did you set about just trying to find out who was at fault?
Immediately, we had to notify the insurance companies that this had happened. We had to find a solicitor and we had to find an engineer who could examine the site to determine what had actually happened.
The structural engineer's report indicated that it was the builder's work that was to blame, as the house simply hadn't been propped up properly. So while Jackie and Ed's own insurance covered the contents they'd lost inside the house, they expected the builder's insurance would foot the bill for the building itself. But with the total damage to the property running to not far off £300,000, the insurers didn't seem keen to do that.
The builder's insurer did not engage with us at all, refused to acknowledge our communications.
After getting nowhere, Jackie and Ed felt their only option was to go to court.